So when it comes to the idea of video games and movies, it can sometimes be a hit or a miss. You could wind up with something groundbreaking at the box office like Tomb Raider in 2001 or Sonic the Hedgehog, to name a few. Something bad but memorable like the Super Mario Bros. Movie or Street Fighter.
Quick! Change the channel!
And something terrible and hard to forget like Alone in the Dark or just about anything Uwe Boll directs. And then there's the rest in the pile. There have been many films that try to adapt the story of video games and vice versa, and no matter what the result will wind up being, we want to see these movies, whether we are familiar with the source material or that maybe we are big fans of the games themselves. But back in 2014, there was one character who, just after making a comeback the year before his fourth entry, was set to have his own movie as well. And that character's name is Sly Cooper.
Be cool. I'm on it.
Now, it's been 4 years since the movie's announcement. To this day, it hasn't even seen the light of day. Just like our favorite raccoon, it fell into the PlayStation void alongside Parappa the Rapper and Ape Escape. So, what the hell even happened? What caused this movie to disappear from the face of the earth? Is it gone forever? Will Sly ever appear on the silver screen? What will the future of the franchise be like? Well, let's find out, shall we? Now, before we go into cracking the Da Vinci Code of this movie, let's go ahead and talk about how the character was made. Developed by Sucker Punch Studios that would go on to make other titles like the infamous series and the critically acclaimed Ghost of Tsushima, Sly made his debut in 2002 in his first ever 3D platformer called Sly Cooper and the Thievius Raccoonus. Or if you live in Europe, it's actually called Sly Raccoon for whatever reason, I don't know, which marked his first step to becoming a gaming legend and one of Sony's most popular mascots, along with the likes of Kratos, Sackboy, Jak and Daxter, and Ratchet and Clank. Unlike his other fellow mascots, however, Sly's gameplay revolves heavily around stealth and thievery, which makes the gameplay, well, pretty damn fun in my honest opinion.
We started with the idea that we wanted to do an action game where the primary character was a thief. The choice of a raccoon was a pretty natural fit in terms of, you know, obviously the mask being in place, being, as Dev would say, a creature of the night.
We very early on wanted to make a game that looked and felt like a cartoon, but was one step closer to realism rather than flat and graphic. We started experimenting with different ways we could bring this character to life, cell shading, how to make it feel like a cartoon but still feel like a great 3D game.
And Sly would go on to have hit after hit, with each sequel only to go on hiatus until 2013 with the release of his fourth installment, which was Thieves in Time, developed by another studio. And for those of you unfamiliar with the story, let me summarize. Sly Cooper, our main protagonist, comes from a long line of master thieves that are known as the Cooper clan, who are known for stealing possessions from other criminals, and with that, their accomplishments would be passed down generation after generation with a little family heirloom called the Thievius Raccoonus, which is where the main story of the game takes place, with Sly and his friends, Bentley, a super genius turtle, aka the Brains, and Murray, a super strong hippo, aka the Brawn, is trying to retrieve the book as well as restore it, which serves as the plot. The rest of the games are just Sly and his friends going on adventures and meeting new friends that wind up joining the Cooper gang, even enlisting the help of Sly's love interest, the beautiful and yet deadly Carmelita Fox from Interpol. But after 3 successful titles under his belt, the character would get shelved by Sucker Punch for 8 years until he was picked up again by Sanzaru Games. Wait, Sanzaru. That sounds familiar. Do we? Oh God, no. No. Oh.
No, God! No, God, please, no!
Oh God, the glitches. Oh God, the glitches. Right. Sorry about that. So anyway, Sly was on top of the world since his 2013 comeback, and during that time, there was something else brewing at Sony. There was a movie in the works for our favorite raccoon. Produced by Blockade Studios and developed by Rainmaker Studios, now known as Mainframe Studios, they began working on the Sly Cooper film. A trailer was released in 2014 showing off the Cooper Gang more stylish and cooler than ever before in CG animation, with the film being set to release in 2016. Things were looking good for the Cooper Gang until trouble struck. You see, around that time, while working on the Sly Cooper film, Sony Interactive had plans to release another film based off of one of their most popular series, which is Ratchet & Clank, with the story being loosely based off of the 2002 game of the same name. Hell, even Insomniac, the studio responsible for creating the pair in the first place, helped out with the game designs and the rest of the film's production. Aside from familiar voice actors from the games playing their respective roles, and even big named actors you're familiar with, like Bella Thorne, John Goodman, Paul Giamatti, and Sylvester Stallone, to name a few. A teaser was released in 2013 and the film was set to be released in 2015. But was then pushed back to be released in 2016. And to advertise the release of the film, Insomniac decided to release a Ratchet & Clank remake on the PlayStation 4 2 weeks before the film's debut, which the game did very well commercially and financially. The film was finally released on April 29th, 2016, and it bombed so freaking hard.
How the hell you didn't tell me you had a bomb? I did. No, you didn't. I said, What the hell is boom?
It was released around the same opening weekend as two other films that you're probably familiar with, which were Keanu and Mother's Day, which blew past this movie on its opening weekend. And here are the results. Ratchet & Clank was made on a budget of $20 million, and at the box office, it earned $13.39 million. Keanu was released on a $15 million budget, and it only made $20.6 million. And Mother's Day was released on a $25 million budget, $5 million more than Ratchet & Clank, and it earned back $48.4 million.
What the hell did you just say?
Yeah, that's gotta be embarrassing for you to realize that your film lost against another film that starred a cat and another that was a romantic comedy. And Rainmaker Studios felt exactly that when they saw the results and losing a $10 million investment into the film. President Michael Hefferson went on to comment, "We are obviously disappointed with the North American opening release results. The huge success of The Jungle Book and continued strength of Zootopia represented a loss of a large portion of the family market. Although support from the Ratchet & Clank fan base has been positive, the turnout for the film was not sufficient to overcome the highly competitive marketplace for the opening weekend of the film." So in short, compared to the hype produced by our favorite people at Disney, the film couldn't really keep up, or it could be because of the lack of advertisements, I don't know. And it was enough for Rainmaker Studios to pull out of the production of the Sly Cooper movie. But I can't really blame them for this decision. And after doing much research about the status of the film, I found this supposed text conversation between an interaction with Rainmaker Studios and someone asking if they were still working on the Sly movie, to which they responded that they pulled out of the production of the film, but will be working on the production in the future. Just not at this moment. I don't know if the text is legit or not, but I'm keeping an open mind on this one. And if they're not gonna pick up the project, I'm sure somebody else will. But there was still hope for Sly. It was decided that instead of the Cooper Gang getting a movie, they would instead get an animated TV series. This series was going to be produced by Technicolor Animation Productions, which also produced other hits like the Sonic Boom TV show, which is actually freaking hilarious, and Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Oh, hell no!
As well as Sony Interactive being the co-producers as well. It was also going to be distributed by the PGS Entertainment, which was a French-Swiss investment company dedicated to independent children's programming. In the show, Sly and the Cooper Gang would go on adventures and would steal from the bad guys while helping out the less fortunate. Kind of like a Raccoon Robin Hood, or maybe a way cooler Lupin III. And the series was supposed to be a two-parter season with 52 episodes that air globally. But within several days of the announcement, disaster struck yet again, and Cooper's luck just keeps hitting a dead-end trail. After several days after the announcement, the dates were pulled off from the series' official website, and the series status is left unknown.
Oh, come on!
So, to recap, Sly had a comeback in 2013, he was set to get a movie that was supposed to be released in 2016, and that got canceled. But when the movie didn't fall through, he was supposed to get a TV series, and that got canceled. And if you're pretty much going to sit there and say, well, Kent, there might still be a chance. They're still probably going to be working on the TV series. Well, I checked, and the announcement was made June 2017. But as of me writing the script, which is March 2021, there has been no updates in the series status so far, which leads me to believe that, like the movie, it was canceled. So with that being said, it's just not going to happen, guys. We're not going to get a movie, we're not going to get a TV show, and from what I'm seeing at the status of the games themselves, Sly will probably never ever make an appearance in a video game. Hell, he might even get the Crash Bandicoot treatment to where we'll finally get a Sly 5 in like 10 years or 20, I don't know. But yeah, we're not going to see this character for a very long time. But as for the film itself, it's not happening anytime soon. And the only thing we have left of its existence is that badass trailer that's still on YouTube. But anyway, guys, that's gonna do it for the video. What do you guys think about the fate of the Cooper gang? Think they'll ever make a comeback in the future? Think we'll ever get a Sly TV show? Is there any other video game characters you wish to see have their own movie or show? Whatever you think, comment below and let me know. Also, if you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe and ring the bell just so you can get updated for more videos in the future. Anyway, I'm Crazy Kent and I'm out. Peace!